Hi guys, so welcome back to Between the Lines. Another week, another video, another story that we're gonna tell here on this show. As you always know the drill, every time, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. we drop a new video featuring a new story. So today I have a very beautiful guest with me, but I'm going to let her introduce herself. Before we do the introduction part, guys, just go to our YouTube channel and subscribe at The Fireplace Studios. Go to our Facebook page at The Fireplace Studios and just like our page, like our videos, watch our videos, share our content, and I hope you get inspired, guys. And as you can see, I'm just in this beautiful serene environment. I'm at Mini House Kitale. It's so beautiful. Make sure if you're in Kitale or you're stopping by, stop by at Mini House, enjoy some pizza, burger, nice fries, a cool environment. We have free Wi-Fi. I wanted to give you the password, but I was told you have to be here to get the password. So always remember, be here, get the password, enjoy the serene environment. Make sure your child plays in the trampoline and just has fun, okay? And a special thank you to Mamond Empire. Today he's shooting this video, and we are very excited, as you can see. So make sure you contact him for documentaries, for weddings and everything. He's actually a very nice videographer. So I hope you already subscribed, because I was waiting as I was doing the introduction. It's still a beautiful and bold host, Daphne Mashira at Between the Lines. So always remember, keep it here every Wednesday. And now I'm gonna let my guest introduce herself. But before that, today's topic is basically single parenthood. We're going to deal with being a single mom as an aspect of this show. We want to talk to all the women out there who are struggling with being single parents. We want to talk to every lady who is being a single mom. So keep it here and just let us empower you with our experiences, okay? So to my beautiful guests, kindly introduce yourself. Karibu sana, thank you for showing up. Just introduce yourself to my audience.
Thank you. My name is Judith Nyaboke. I'm a business person. I'm a philanthropist. I'm a mom to a very handsome boy.
The baby is beautiful. He's actually very handsome. And just tell us, Judy, how do you relate to this topic of today? Are you a single mother?
Yes, I am a single mom.
How has your transition from a girl or from a lady to a mother been? Or how can you explain your transition to motherhood?
Motherhood is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautiful. It's a roller coaster of events, emotions, and good moments and bad moments.
Yeah. You have scary moments.
It's not easy. It's a path that really challenges you. And if you're not mentally okay or not even stable, if you're not mentally ready, but you see, mostly for parenthood, no one is ever ready.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't think, okay, there are those who are like, now I'm ready to have a child, but when it comes to some of us, it's really happened very early. I was in my second year in campus. Okay. It was not out of choice. It's something that just happened. And it's something that really affected me in a
big way.
In a big way, family-wise. And transitioning is not easy because you deal with so much negativity, especially in the African society. The view, the judgments, you're judged by your family, your friends, even the person who gave you this baby. And it's hard. And when you go through all these judgments, and it brings you to questioning yourself. If you did the right thing, are you ready for this? Even it starts from that point when you know that you're pregnant. Are you even ready? Do you want to keep it? How is life going to be? It comes with a lot of emotional imbalances and issues.
So since you said you had your baby and you first knew you were pregnant in your second year, did you have the option of terminating it? Or did it strike your mind that now I'm not ready, I'm in campus and I'm not ready for this?
Let me shock you. Having been brought up in a Christian family, I was a virgin in my second year in campus.
Okay.
Yes. So the first time I had sex, the night I got my virginity, I got pregnant. And I think I knew I was pregnant after 2 weeks. And this man was not ready. So I did not initiate. I was shocked. I was not ready. I never thought I would get. I thought of my mom. I thought of the society. I thought of my school. I thought of my life and everything. And like, this is the worst thing that can happen. Why me? Why now? And then this guy is like, you're not. I'm not even the father. How sure am I? And dude, you broke my virginity. How are you telling me that this is not your kid? But now the funny thing is, he is the one who initiated the abortion.
Okay.
He even took me to a clinic. I was sure it was that.
You did the procedure and everything?
The most painful thing I've ever gone through in my life.
And now you knew I am not pregnant anymore?
Yes.
And then?
And then after that, he didn't want to see me. He was just, when someone does not really push you away, but they just become aggressive and very violent. Mm-hmm. So I had to go back home to my mom. So when I came back home in Kitale, I should, when he initiated the abortion, I was supposed to be like 2 months. So after 2 months is when after the procedure is when I came back home. But the funny thing is, I was not getting better. I was having still this morning sickness. But to me, it was not morning sickness. I was like, I have malaria, and this malaria is stubborn. So I told my mom, I'm really feeling bad, but I'm throwing up. But I think, for some reason, my mom knew I was pregnant. Mm-hmm. So she was like, just go to the hospital and get your results and check this malaria, because you've taken
anti-malaria.
Right. Mm-hmm. Go to a clinic, do all the tests. Everything comes negative, but I'm pregnant.
But you don't do the pregnancy test?
They do the pregnancy. They asked me to do the urine test and everything, and I'm pregnant.
Okay.
I tell that nurse, no, it can't be. I had an abortion. Then she said, you know what happens sometimes after the abortion, you can still test pregnant. So can you go for a scan? That's why my life changed. That's how I embraced motherhood, not wanting. Someone challenged me that day. So when I went for my scan, I went to a guy now called Dr. Matasi. He's an old guy. So when I walked in, I explained first, I'm not pregnant.
This is what happened. I had an abortion.
But now, I was like, oh, let's see. I think, I remember I saw a fetus do this. It was bouncing.
Okay.
Yes. And he was like, there's your baby, he's jumping. And I was like, what? I want it out. He told me, no, you're not going to abort this child. If you don't have, because I was young. If you're not ready, if you don't have a place to go, if it's because of family, I'm going to house you.
Okay.
And I will house you and nurse you until you have this baby. Then when this baby is out, if you will still have the mind of not keeping this child, kindly, I'll take it.
Okay.
And he told me, take this as an advice, like, I'm talking to you like my grandchild, because he's an old man. I walked from that clinic to my mom's place, which is almost 12 kilometers, just walking, not talking to anyone. My mind was gone. I was just crying. So when I got to the gate, I wiped my eyes, I walked to my room. But my mom knew. So she called me and asked me, it was that, Mama, malaria too. She didn't buy that. She was seated at the veranda, reading her Bible. So she asked me, she calls me from my room. I was crying. I think because the veranda is just at the window of my bedroom. Mm-hmm. So she's like, come here. Kissy moms. I freaked.
You knew, okay, she has seen it.
She didn't know anything. I was not looking big, there's nothing. So she's like, come. So she asked me to sit down. She was reading her Bible. So she asked me what's up. I'm like, nothing. I should like, it's really not your kid. Can you speak up? I'm like, Mom, it's nothing I can't handle. She's like, I'm your mother. And I've seen it all. Whatever it is, talk to me. She had just lost 2 of her brothers within 1 month. So she's like, hakuna pain yenye sija go through. So tell me. So I told her, and she's like, you know when you're telling your mother you're pregnant, kwanza mama mkisi, what are you thinking, what are you waiting for?
It's
Tantrums, kila kitu. And my mom was that woman who could speak 100,000 words in a minute.
she could perambulate our culture.
And hit you with anything around her. So I was scared, and I told her, shock on you. She laughed and asked me, is that all? Is that the reason you want to kill yourself? I'm like, Mom, did you even listen? Did you even understand what I told you? I was like, yes, you're pregnant. So she asked me a question. Why do you think God chose you? Do you think you're special enough? And those women, she asked me a question. How many women out here have all the resources and the money and can't conceive? But God chose you to carry that baby. You're going to keep that baby, and I'm going to raise it, and we are going to be fine. That's my contract.
And that was that.
That was it.
Okay, that's a good, because I feel like that turned out good for you, but for a lot of people it's been exactly what we expected. It was, you're pregnant, just pack your things. When you got pregnant, apo, rejea pale.
What happened is, that was from my mom's side.
Mm-hmm.
What I've not told you is my mom was sick, and my brother was the one taking care of all of us. So still my mom did not have the financing. So what she did is, she started
being a block between you and your brother.
not like that, bad mouthing me to my brother.
Okay.
So this man, I remember at the time, my brother's an advocate. So he had a meeting with a client, and my brother, one thing that happens with him is when he's stressed, he really dives into alcohol. So this time he was really drinking a lot. So his friend calls me and asks me, Judy, hi, where are you? I'm like, I'm at my cousin's place. Then he's like, hey, can you call your brother and check up on him? And I'm like, why? And he's like, you know what? He's really drinking. That today I was with him with a female client, and he was so drunk that I had to ask the female client to drive him home. My cousin was there. My cousin went behind my back, told my brother, I said, he's sleeping with that lady.
Okay.
And that the child is not the husband, but my brother. My brother was furious. So that's when he refused to pay my school fees, the first time. Then after a few months, family is family, you'll always find a way around each other. So I was supposed to go back to school. Then there was just scuffles in between here. Then I remember I moved from my cousin's place, then went to stay with my sister. We were on a long holiday. But during this holiday, I had a project that I was working on. Mm-hmm. And I remember I'd asked my brother if I could get a laptop. If I could borrow his laptop, and he said, no, you cannot use my laptop. So this friend was in the picture and he knew what happened. So I explained, do you know my cousin did this to me, and this is how things went. So my brother is like, it's okay, what do you need? How can, since I'm the one who got you into this mess, how do I help? So I needed a laptop for my project. He buys me a laptop and whatever. So I got to stay with my sister in Kitengela. I was working in town and staying with my sister in Kitengela. I was not really working, I was on an intern. With my sisters, you know, if you have a sister, you never get along, you always have issues with each other. Mm-hmm. So I remember this time my sister came, she had her issues, and she asked me to move out of the house at midnight. So the only person I could call again was this guy. So I call him and he's like, I have my niece, I want you to go stay with her until I come back, then we'll see if we can get you a place to stay. The guy came, still on a long holiday. That night we went out. That is the night shit happened. Like that.
Okay. So guys, okay. Just before we dive into intense matter, we are going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back here as soon as you just subscribe, you know. So So welcome back, guys, to Between the Lines here today with our beautiful Judy Nyaboke. And just before we get into her story, make sure you guys know that we are still at Mimi Hospitale, and Kennedy Mahmoud is still recording just behind the cameras with my director Amos Nguti. So you can still follow the social media pages at Amos Sanguti on Facebook, I think, and then you can get at Kennedy Mahmoud or Mahmoud Empire. He's doing our video today, so guys, make sure you look for him. He's actually a very good videographer. And just before we get back to Judy with her story, I want to let you know that today we're talking about parenthood, actually being a single mom, and we just want to know her journey through it all, how she became a single mom to how she is right now. How long have you been in the journey, Judy?
Almost 8 years.
Almost 8 years, so it's been exactly almost 8 years. And some of you are just some of you are pregnant out there, some of you are just like 1 year into the game, some of you are 2 years giving up. Just listen to this and know that things will work out for the best of you if you only just remain optimistic, okay? This here is actually just to give you a little faith, a little hope, which goes on a long way. We want to show you that you are not alone. If you have a question for my guest, Judy, you can get her your social media.
Judith Nyaboke. I'm on Instagram as Jude Mam Carl Milan.
Jude Mam Carl Milan. That is her IG account. So if you ever want to just talk to her, if you need her help, I know she's a philanthropist. She will be there to just comfort you, give you a little faith, okay? So Judy, let's go back now. We are at the place where you have now lost your virginity to this friend of your brother. You're now this is the night you've gone out, so you're pregnant. Does your brother know that this is the pregnancy of his friend?
It didn't even happen. What happened is my brother didn't even know I was pregnant the whole time. He saw me pregnant. He came home one day with his family and saw me pregnant. And my mom was seated, so he asked my mom if we could have a talk. So I was like, sure, she's your sister, why not? So we go and straight to the point, who's responsible, and I name it, and he was pretty cool, I can say that day. He did not show any
tantrums.
No, nothing. He was very calm. So he went to Nairobi, forgetting to mention one dear person who stood by me at that time. My late brother. I lost my brother in 2017.
I'm so sorry.
He used to send me 1,000 bob every day. Every day of my pregnancy. Make sure I had my cravings. Made sure I got something for baby. And when I had my baby, my sister refused to come see me. I had surgery. I had CS because the baby was big. He was 4.5. I could not push, and I did not go into labor. My water broke, and 8 hours later, there was no labor, there was nothing. So by the time my gynae was coming and wanted to induce me, it was too late. The water was minimal. It was like minimal, because I could not push the baby. So what happened is my mom called my brother. My brother said, not to worry. That's what he said, my younger bro. He drove from Nairobi that night. He came to district and said he was my husband so that he could be allowed to take care of me. So they could exchange with my mom because I stayed in hospital for 3 days. So they could exchange, mom could go home.
Then he would come in.
He would come. So he wanted to save mom the hassles of staying in the cold at night. So mom could stay with me during the day. Or sometimes they'll just come, both of them. He will go cook. My brother loved cooking. So he'll go cook, bring me food, and ask my mom to come home and rest. He really took good care of me. So those were my 2 support systems during the pregnancy. I'd met a guy. That was in 2014. My baby, 2014, yes. My baby was barely 1 year. So I told this guy my story, and he was nice. He asked me, why not move in with me? Don't suffer the boy. So we meet, he introduced me to his family.
And you feel like, yes, now this
I
is...
didn't see, like, hey, this will happen. So I was like, it's like, you know what? No, the baby falls sick. So he asked me to take the baby to their family doctor. Then he comes with his mom. Then told the mom, you know what? This is my child. I was scared to tell you guys I was not ready. But now that the family is really fighting her, I think it's time for me to take them over. So we go to Nairobi. We started our life. We live, Maisha Pole Pole. This was the best. I've even loved not even loved. I've even looked at someone and tried to imagine what will never break up. Like we are perfectly okay. Little did I know he was only pretending for all this time just to get me grounded. The guy started drinking alcohol. I knew he never used to drink alcohol. He was cheating on me like nonsense with even my friends. I go visit my sister, he brings women at home. If I'm not at home, he brings women at home. Then he started beating me up. He could beat me in front of the baby, he could beat the baby, and it was crazy. Most of the time I packed and left, but I'll come back.
But you always came back.
Where do I go to, my child? What do I have? So what happened is, he started blackmailing me and brainwashing me. Then he'll tell me, who will accept you, that child? I've done you so much favor, no man will accept you, that child. I've done you a big favor to house you and even introduce you to my family. So literally when you tell me this, it will dawn on me, yes, where do I go? Who will love me? I used to feel so ugly. I've never felt ugly in my life. I never felt worth of anything.
You're beautiful though. She's beautiful, people. I wish you could see her standing. She's beautiful.
So my mom kept telling me to move out of that relationship. We stayed together 2014, 2015, 2016. No, it was, 2016, 2017, 4 years.
So 4 years you're just going through this abuse?
Yes, abuse, and the family was not even better. To make the matters worse, his home was hell.
Hostile.
Yes. So 2018 is where my life turned around. 2018 is very painful year for me. So I lost my mom.
Okay. You want us to take a break?
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
I lost my mom in 2018. My mom was not really sick. Okay, 2017, 2018 are my worst moments in life. The years I will never forget. My brother was murdered in 2017, February.
Your younger brother or your oldest?
My younger brother.
Okay.
He was murdered in 2017, February.
I'm sorry about that.
That was not the painful part. He was murdered coming to celebrate my son's birthday. They were buddies. So he told me, don't do a birthday without you. So he's like, he sent me some cash. I remember he sent me like 15,000 to pay for mbuzi and to pay for some drink because he was coming with his friends. Never happened. We were ready, the cake was baked, everything, but he never arrived. He was murdered, we buried him. A year later, my mother passed. My mother was only sick for a week. It was nothing that prepared you that someone was going to die. She was only complaining of joint pains, which was severe, but it didn't look like something that was going to take her life. My mother died on a Wednesday, 26th of September. A Wednesday before, the previous week, Mom called me home. Told me I'm sick. come with the baby. When even asked me to give my son the phone, I was like, Carl, nyanya ni mgonjwa, ambia mama kuleta unione. So when I reached home, my mom, I love cooking a lot. So my mom is like, make me some food for like a week, then in the weekend you can't make another one, you just put for me in the fridge. So I cook. But my mom there's something about my mom, she was not looking at me. If I look at her, she'll look away or she'll just go away. She was pulling off already. So we sat. When the food was ready, I packed everything, the chapatis just in portions for a meal. So on that day, I think she wanted to talk to me then. She started again holding back. Then she told me now that the food is ready, I could go. I told her, no, in my mother's house. I cook and not eat. I am eating. So I serve. And she tells me, if you're eating, let's eat together. So I serve her and eat. That my mom did not finish that meal. But okay, during that meal, she was talking to me. So she told me, Judy, you've chosen to live with this guy. I don't like him. He's going to kill you. Then she told me, if you're staying with him, don't have a baby for him. Not knowing I was 3 months pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant.
Okay, for now this guy who was assaulting.
Yes. I was 5 months pregnant. This guy never used to want me to go home, talk to my mom for long, see my siblings.
He wanted you grounded to him.
In the house, I never used to even know. Even if I was going to make my hair, he will go with me to the salon, sit there, finish my hair, drop me home, then he'll be free. But as long as I was out of that house,
he was restless.
Calling me after every second. I stayed a lot at home. Like 4 hours. When I went home, the guy started beating me. I remember he beat me that he stood on my stomach when I had a baby.
Did he know you were pregnant at that time?
5 months pregnant. My husband, he was like my husband, we were living together. He knew I was pregnant. After that, he sat on me and he was choking me. He was pulling, he was pulling my throat out. And I was not breathing. I was not. So it's a worker who said, I'd rather lose my job than witness this lady being killed. So the guy hit him. Then he moved off. The neighbors walked in. Then he took off. He just drove off and went. I called a friend of mine who took me to hospital. She was my friend. She's no longer my friend. I called her that night. She came, took me to hospital. I went to Dr. Kasembeli and she was like, it's an emergency surgery. We have to remove the fetus. It's dead. If it stays there 1 more second, I can lose you too. I was bleeding. I went to theater. They cleaned up. I stayed in the hospital for 3 nights. For 3 days. My mother didn't know. But there was a feeling that a mother always has. She called me worried. Are you okay? I'm like, Mommy, yes, I'm fine. Should you know? There's something about me that, Mama, I'm fine. Can you come see me tomorrow? That's the last days of my mom.
You were from hospital and then you just went?
She wanted to go make her hair, so she asked me to take her to a barber. She had a bob cut.
Just like yours?
Not mine. My mom had a pretty hair. She had it, a bob cut relaxed, and then it had curls. Then we highlighted it blonde. But something about Mom that day was weird. She asked, my sister was coming to take my mom to hospital. They were going to Nairobi for treatment. So my mom asked me for my phone. I asked her why. And she insisted she wanted to see photos of my late brother. We're in a salon in town. She broke down. You know, when my sister came in, my mom saw my sister. We broke down. It's like we had a funeral in a salon. We didn't understand. I think she didn't know that. Okay, she felt she was going to die. She didn't know how to say it. So on a Monday, this was on a Saturday. On a Monday, my mom is traveling to Nairobi
For treatment.
We're supposed to go, all of us. Then at the junction there, at the flyover, my phone rings. No, my sister's phone rings. What? My niece, who studies in St. Joseph, is sick. Someone needs to pick her immediately and take her to hospital, and it was serious. My mother holds my hand, tells me,
And I will
go take care of Leila. Jackie will take care of me. She can handle me. And I'm like, Mom.
okay. Just breathe.
So that was on Monday. Mom was in intense pain. On Tuesday, she was okay. On Wednesday, she was calm. She was not even talking. Very calm. She passed away that night.
In her sleep.
Peacefully. That's the day I left that man.
You walked out.
And I walked out with nothing, Daphne. I didn't carry a thing. The way you're called, someone has died, you go to the morgue, view the body, I never went back. I only left that home with my child. Not even my aunties, not my brothers, nothing. I didn't know where to start. I didn't have anything. That was life. So during the burial process and the funeral, I'm just thinking, like my mom's words were playing in my head. And until now I can still hear her voice telling me to keep off this. They said, if this boy, this man, I think he's a boy because no man does that, if he mistreated me with my mother alive, now that they know I have nowhere to go, what will they do to me? Buried my mom. We were still not seeing eye to eye with my brother. So he asked me. He said no one is staying at home. So my aunt tried talking to him. My sister was like, she can look for a friend and stay with me. I could not take my child with me. So I asked my sister to go with the baby as I tried to find my
way around
my
everything.
way out, just figure out something. I went to Nairobi. A friend of mine called Belinda. I call her my sister. She told me, Judy, I'm adopting you by force. Come stay with me. She's an orphan just like me. So she housed me. And life happened. I'd lost hope. When my mother died, I told God, I'm done with you. I'm done. Because my mom was saved, my mom. And that night that my mother died, I wanted to pray. I went on my knees. Nothing came out of my mouth. I wanted to pray for my, but I couldn't. So what I did is I just told God, she's yours. Grant her a wish. And I don't know if that was my mom's wish. So that was life. It happened. In that transition of grieving, losing everything, starting over, and it's not something you've been prepared for. You're even like, when do I go back to? At least I had a home. And when my mom's words come back, I'm like, no. So my sister took my baby, and it was not all rosy. Because I don't want to go into details of that, but it was not all rosy. I had to find a way. So somehow life brought someone my way. What I didn't tell you is, when I was talking to my mom that day, I really concentrated on my relationship. But that day she told me life was going to change.
Just life brought someone your way.
So she told me life is going to change, and it's going to bring, and it's not going to be the same. But God will send people your way. Not your family, not your friends will help you, but strangers will come your way and they'll change your life.
Damn, okay. Guys, we on a commercial break, but we're gonna come back and just conclude the story and just stay put because this is just like an emotional tunnel, and it is okay, Judy. It is okay. It's gonna be okay. We're still so sorry with my audience for the loss that you endured. So we're gonna come back, guys, from this commercial break and just get into the concluding part of the story. We are back, guys, and so you know the drill. You just do subscribe, like, comment, and share. Just listen to our content. Today we're dealing with parenthood, being a single mom. This is the journey of Judith Nyaboke. She's actually a very close friend of mine, and we just want to open up, how to open up and inspire someone wherever you are. It's gonna be okay? You can follow me on my social media at Wameda Mashuri on Facebook, at Daphne_KE on Instagram. That is _DAPH__KE on IG, and I will follow right back. You can still follow us at The Fireplace on Instagram, The Fireplace Studios on Facebook. That's our page. Just like our page and just accept our invites, You can follow my director, Akuko Nyuta Sanguti on IG, and Sanguti. So whatever it is, he's taken. But just, Judy, now you have gone through all those problems. You have lost your mom, you have lost your brother, you have lost hope. Now, there is this you seated right here, and someone is looking at you and they're like, no. It doesn't look like you had lost hope. How did you revive yourself to the woman you are right now?
It all started with making peace with God. I felt empty. I used to drink a lot because I was lost. I used to drink a lot. I never used to sleep. I used to drink. For me to sleep, I had to drink. So I was really depressed. But there's a time that I really felt empty. You've never felt so empty. And I remember telling my friend, I wanted to go to a church that does not judge people. A church that does not talk about the world is ending today. Like, I didn't want anything that threatens me and talks about death and talks about the end of the world. But I wanted to be at a place where
you felt embraced.
Embraced, yes. I wanted embrace. So we had this day when you went to church, the sermon was about Joseph. How his people wanted to sell him, how he went through everything.
But he emerged the best.
At the end of the day, he was blessed there. People had to go through him to get through. And it was like, don't give up. Whatever you're dealing with, it's just
a process.
And it was clear that for God to raise you to a standard that He wants or He has created for you, He will decrease you to the lowest level that you can't get any lower, for Him to raise you, not for your glory, but for His glory.
Amen. Amen, my people out there, amen. And my director, amen. Okay?
So that's when my attitude changed in life. I got the courage to fight again. God sent someone my way. He was not even Kenyan. He was Ethiopian. And if you met me those days, when immediately after my mom died, I only talked about my mom's death and how it has destroyed me, how I've lost everything. Because losing my mom, I literally lost my world. I saw the lights shut on me. I lost the ground that I used to stand on. So when this guy came into my life and I told him my story, he just wanted me to stop drinking. So he asked me how he could help. So he paid for me into a gym. Asked me to bring my child because I think he felt like if I had my baby around, I'd be more responsible. I got my baby around. Life started happening. Came back to Kitale to start afresh. It was not easy. I survived on Good Samaritans, as my mom had put it. You'll meet someone who's interested in how are you. Like, I can't explain it, but life just happened that God brought people around me that were interested in my growth, in my whatever. But the worst had not hit me. The worst hit me last year, July 26th. Half a month there, we were hit by a truck from Tanzania. We had just reached, like we were 5 minutes away from the house. Like, tuligonga tukiona nyumba ndio ile. We were 4 in the car. I'm the only one who got hurt, and my wounds were deep. Remember, on that bed, I said, I'm not dying. I told God, you say in your Bible, we try you. I'm trying you today. Calm down. I'm not dying. And I'm not dying, not because I don't want to die. Because I have a little boy that looks on me. I'm living for my baby. I'm living for my child. That day, I went through my surgery. I was stitched. I was clean. It was painful. My life changed. Life transition. I picked up myself, and now I had more reason to fight because I had faced death myself. Now death came for me.
You knew how it felt.
And I was scared. That's not for me. If I didn't have my baby, I would have given up that day. Tell God, take me. Because I had nothing to live for. Until today, I only live for that young boy. That boy is my inspiration. That boy is my everything. Even for me to stop wondering and crying and mourning my mom, I've not stopped mourning my mom, I would lie. There are days I miss her. There are days I just want to call her, because life is not yet that it is all easy. We're still struggling. I'm not yet there. I've not achieved what I want with myself. I have a lot that I want to provide for my child. I have a dream that I have for him. But now that means that I have to push myself. And this brought me to a realization that so many women are outside there going through the same. I am one person who is interested in teen mothers. Teen single mothers, I'm here. If you want someone to talk,
look at them directly from there and tell them tuangalie sasa.
If you want someone to talk to, if you don't have a way out, you can reach me. Through this platform, you can reach me. You can go to my, they'll share my number, I think, later. We will work something out. If you have a dream that you have not accomplished, and just because of this child,
you feel like giving up.
Don't give up. We have our arms wide open.
We're here for you. We are here for you.
To give you a way out. Don't give up on that baby. These babies come with a gift. These babies come with blessings that you will never understand until you encounter. And it is not all that easy. You have to go through all these pains, and you tried, and you tried, and you tried, and God sees your desire, your heart, and He has to open a way for you and that child. And as long as you have a child, I'm sure if I didn't have my baby,
you'd be lost right now.
I'd be lost. There's a time, I remember this year, my finances were not really looking that good. Business was low with COVID and everything. Still, business is low. And I'm not thinking, what if I didn't have this baby? It would be easier for me to jump on other opportunities. But now, I told someone in their life, if you don't have this baby, you'll be doing worse. You will be worse. Because you know what? This baby keeps you on toes.
They teach you how to be responsible,
yes.
How to save,
yes.
How to spend.
Yes. So, motherhood is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I didn't bargain for it. It's not something I wanted. I was not ready for it. But it has played out well for me.
And now you have transitioned, you have become a mother, you have now worked out your way, you are stable, you are living with your kid. Do you and your brother see eye to eye? Do you talk? or it just mliachia hapo mali baki ndio iko tu hapo?
Our relationship
is iko hakuna.
Because you know what happened is after my mother died, I really tried to reach out to my brother and tell him, okay, he's almost 20 years older than me. So I was like, you know what, I'm sorry. Just like a baby will go to
a mother and just apologize.
I'm coming to you as my daddy because he's our elder brother, so he's like our father. So I'm like my daddy, I'm asking you to forgive me. Whatever it is that I've done that has offended you, forgive me. We're family. After all, we've only remained 3 in my home. Me, my brother, and my sister. My sister, we're good. Tunagombana, tutafanya, but we are ever together. But with my brother, him, if he has issues with you, he'll go off. So what happened is I tried, and then I was like, you know what, I've done my part. God knows I've done my part. All that I remained with was to pray for my brother and wish him well. Then I had not seen my brother spoken to my brother for the whole year. I had not seen him for 1 year, 6 months. Then an uncle of mine passed away. That's when I saw him, and you won't believe it was like nothing happened. We were this small happy family, and we're taking it slowly. I'm praying for grace and peace.
Will it be upon you and your brother that you solve your issues, because family is all that we have.
Family is all that matters. Yes. There's no any other unit. When I look at it, is
friends come and go, but
when
family stays.
I told God I had not given up on my brother, and I'd never give up on my family, no matter what. I pray for him and I wish him well. It's just that sometimes you need to give people space. You need to let them heal on their own, because we all act differently to issues, to situations. Yeah, and for my brother, just as much as I was lost and was traumatized by my mother's death, he is still lost until today. We've never come into terms with it. It's sometimes you go home, you walk home, and you see that grave. And I remember my sister usually asks, Mama liamua tu atoshe kwa kaburi. So you feel it. There's that. And that void can only be filled if we come together and we have each other's back, because no one got you. No one got you like family.
True. So you just talked about teen mothers, and I want you to look at this camera right here, and I just want you, Mr. Director said you should look at either, but you can look at this one, you can look at this one, you can look at that one, you can even look at me, but I want, because I am a product of being a teen mother. I had my kid when I was 19, and it is scary. I haven't gone through what you have gone through. I have had my own experience. Someone else has had their own experience, you know. And yes, our journeys have been different, but the basis of this journey has been that it has been hard, but we have survived. I want you to just tell teen mothers the best thing you adore about motherhood. I want you to look at someone who is pregnant, and I just want them to know what is the best thing about being pregnant or just being the mom.
Hey, motherhood is those people, you know?
This mommy.
Yes, mommy. Because like I remember the time I traveled, and the sound of mommy. Like I just wanted to come back home and hear my son call me mommy. There's like a goosebump that mommy gives you. It's anything that motivates me to have that young boy. My baby is so cute and very sharp. Just as cute as she is, but our babies are also cute. And he is so smart upstairs. Like now he has his career path chosen already at 7 years. He knows what he wants to do, and he has even identified with the subject that he needs for that, and he performed well. He just gave me his reports today. He says he wants to be an accountant, and he scored A clean in his math paper. And when he graduated, he was awarded the best math kid, like best performing in math. So like there's a positivity in this. Though sometimes you're asking yourself, you're doubting yourself, am I doing the right thing? Motherhood comes with that. It's a roller coaster of emotions where sometimes we are lost. We don't know, because this is a journey that comes without a masterpiece. There's no training you go for.
There's no manual.
So, having been raised by a single mom, I will only give what I was taught, what I know best. I don't want to be exactly like my mom. There's a part of our parents here kuchapa na nini, and not understanding and not being your kid's friend. It's not something I really want to do. But this boy is my everything, my joy. When I'm sad, when I'm giving up, when in every situation, in every decision that I'm making,
he comes first.
It is influenced by my baby. If I'm going to work even in a relationship.
Wait, are you in a relationship? Tell us.
Yes, I am.
And it's a happy one. It looks like you're glowing.
I'm not complaining.
Have you introduced this man to your kid?
Yes, I have.
Has it been easy?
Yes, they're best friends. He's actually the one who's influenced his career choice.
Mr. Man, we salute you, sir. We salute you wherever you are. That's how we get to the rest. I think I do understand that motherhood is not easy. I have been in the game for 5 years, and I have had my emotions worked out, and there are times I have faced a lot. But just listen to this story, guys, and just understand that it gets too worse, or is it so worse before it gets too good? Because look at her, she's glowing. She has been through everything that she has been through, and at the end of it all, it's the little hope of that little son or that little girl that is holding her or holding you wherever you are. So do not give up, hold on, it's gonna get better. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You can reach me on social media. If you have any question, you can reach the fireplace. I will always get that message. I will always link you up to Judy. I have her number. I'm not going to share her number because she's dating, and I know you people out there, sons of Pharaoh, no, just reach out to us. I will connect you to her. I will link you up to her, okay? But in the meantime, thank you so much for just listening to this episode. Thank you so much for being in this episode, Judy. Thank you so much for coming, just sharing your story. It gets better, okay? It gets better. It is a little teary and all that, but the tears of joy, I believe.
It is, because nothing comes easily. You have to go through all that.
And apparently today we have been sun-kissed.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't know the meaning of sun-kissing. This is the apparent meaning of sun-kissed. And we are glad. We thank you. I really pass my regards to the Fireplace Studio for just having this show to empower women out there. And Mamond Empire, thank you for recording this video. Kene, wherever you are, we pass our regards. Just make sure you guys go look at his work. He told me he wants to feature into documentaries, and he does very nice videographies, and he does very nice videos. You're going to see from this video just everything that has been done. His mic, his apparatus, everything has been from Mamond Empire. Make sure you guys just link up with him for anything. And to me, your beautiful and bold host, I will be so bold to empower every woman that comes my way. Keep it up Between the Lines every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on the Fireplace Studios. And we are out, okay? Ciao.